What's up? What's up? What's up? And welcome to another edition of What We On. I am Desmond Mosby, and I got two of my brothers here with me right now, Mr. Blake Underwood and Mr. Jamon Haskins. Fellas, tell the audience what's up.
What's happening?
What's been going on in y'all's world since the last time we talked? Jamon, you seem like you've been busy these last couple of weeks. I feel like I've heard from Blake more than I've heard from Jamon. So what's been going on in everybody's world?
Well, me, I just finished my last play on tour last night in Richmond. And this wraps up a 7-city tour that we just finished. So we wrapped it up last night, and nice crowd. And between that, between the elections, and between just normal day working and things like that, I've just been really, really busy. So it's just been real busy for me. But things will calm down a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit right now, until this next play project, whatever it is, gets going. I don't know when that is, but I know it's in the works. But right now, we just finished it, so I'm able to breathe just a little bit.
What's going on with you, Blaze?
Not much, just usual. Just out here working.
Work. Well, why don't you lead us into the State of the Culture address? What's been going on here lately? Like, what new news has happened since the last time we talked? It's been a lot. There's been a lot that's taking place. Government is looking to be reopened, whatever the case may be. We've seen some Epstein emails. We've got a lot. So hit us with what you want us to know.
Well, mainly you just stated it. A lot of stuff going on with the Epstein emails that have just been released. Your president does not want to speak about this, obviously. So when reporters have been asking him questions, he does not want to answer. Let's see. What else is going on? I think that a lot of pardoning of January 6th participants has happened. So a lot of cover-ups. Essentially, that's what it is.
Jamon, anything that you know of or have heard of, anything entertainment-wise or anything that you've been keeping your eye on that you like to share with our audience?
Not really entertainment-wise. Everything's been quiet on my end, other than I don't know if there's a lot of wrestling fans out there. Do you remember Gordon Soley?
I know the name. What, did he pass away or something?
I think he did.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If I can find it here, forgive me real quick.
I'm very disappointed in the fact that you didn't bring up and I know both of y'all have seen it, but this latest Michael Jackson movie that's in the works.
I don't know.
Nephew playing him.
Is that a confirmed thing?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. Because I mean, they've been trying to do a Mike Tyson film and all this other stuff, and it's just everything else and falling through. And I saw this, so I didn't know if it was a hoax or if it was actually going down.
Nah, bro, this is an actual movie, man.
When is it going to be released?
2026. And from what I've been noticing, or at least reading, it's supposed to be a two-parter, so we'll see. So I'm a little shocked that you don't have all the information on this particular movie. I mean, that was your boy. So
I know. I'm sorry, not Gordon Soley, Bob Caudle.
Yeah, not familiar. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
Bob
we do send our condolences from the what
Bob
we
Caudle,
on.
not Gordon Soley. I mean, Gordon Soley, I know passed away too, but Bob Caudle is the most recent. No, I saw the thing about the Michael Jackson, but I wasn't going to say anything about that because I didn't know how relevant it was at the moment. Because only relevancy is if I go to the movie and I see it on the previews that it's coming.
Bro, I think this is actually happening. There's a Michael Jackson impersonator that's actually, I guess, reviewed some of the footage, and I don't know if he's upset or whatever the case may be, but he's made some comments on it here recently. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to spend too much time on the Michael Jackson movie. Just know that we're going to be in the building, I'm sure, when it comes out. And if they do a Michael Jackson movie, they got to do my boy some justice. They got to do a Prince movie too. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. And then after that, they got to do the Jodeci movie, Forever My Lady, starring me as Casey Haley. Just saying. Ooh, yeah. Today's episode.
Oh, wait a minute. One thing I did forget. Sorry about that. Blake, you know about this, and everybody all y'all might know about the stimulus checks we are supposed to receive in the form of $2,000. I heard today that they're going to be pushed back to 2026 after the holidays.
I'm sure Blake has a whole lot to say about that.
Those stimulus, we're not even going to call them stimulus. Those payments were never going to be received by anyone. So that
hasn't he made promises on that money to a whole lot of people too? Like there's video of him like promising that money to just random groups of people.
Like we had discussed earlier in the week, his Secretary of Treasury had already said that the payments could potentially come in the forms of checks, but they also could come in the forms of quote unquote tax breaks.
Yeah, you did say that.
That are already quote unquote happening right now. So I don't foresee us getting a $2,000 check. I don't. Well, if it happens, cool.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens, and
I'm not seeing.
Does it? I don't think it changes any of our opinions on.
Let's remember that the original stimulus checks, that was not on him. That shit was approved.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change any of our opinions about him. I mean, it just is what it is. And if he sees this and now determines he wants to take my stimulus check, whatever the case may be, ooh, whoop-de-doo. That's neither here nor there for me. Blake, I want to touch a little bit before we get into your question. I want to touch a little bit on something, and I'm so sad that Fernando was not able to join us today. But I want to touch a little bit on something that I, and him were chatting about earlier in the week. Fernando came into a Facebook Messenger that we all share, me, Blake, and him share, and then we all share one. And in this particular conversation, Fernando had mentioned that I guess he was scrolling through Reddit, and the question came up about a rap song, I guess, that you would play at a barbecue. And the thing that Fernando was really, I guess, discouraged about was, and now we just lost Blake, Jamal. Look at that. The thing that Fernando seemed to really be discouraged about was that somebody chimed in and said that they would play Eminem's Stand song at a barbecue. Now, for those of you, I guess, that aren't familiar with the Stand song, it's the one that days and wonder why I got out of bed at all. And we were having a conversation back and forth about what songs we would play and why that probably wasn't an appropriate song for a barbecue. Jamon, I don't know how you feel about that. You have any comments?
Well, I mean, you know me, I don't know. That seems a little for a barbecue. That seems a little bit solemn.
It's a depressing song.
It seems a little down and solemn to me.
To start off with, it's a deeply depressing song, and so we were all saying how it just didn't seem appropriate for the time.
Who said that it was a good song?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, it
well, no, I don't agree with that.
It was literally a Reddit conversation. So it was online, and Fernando happened to see it. And at that point, he messaged us and told us about it, and we just were having fun kind of with it, going back and forth about how we all felt like it wasn't an appropriate song for a barbecue whatsoever.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't agree.
All right. Well, again, neither here nor there. Blake, let's go ahead and get into today's question.
I froze, y'all. I missed the last thing that was said.
Oh no, we were talking about the Reddit conversation that Fernando had with us about the Stand song being at the barbecue.
Oh, yeah, not good.
Not good at all whatsoever.
Nope.
So, what are we on today, Blake?
What are we on today? Today, we are going to name a movie that you would kind of describe as your life, or could potentially be your life, or something that has happened in your life in some point in time, whether in the past, right now, whatever.
And I've dubbed this episode Real Recognize Real. All right. So I think you had mentioned that you wanted to go last. Jamon, I don't know if you want to go first or not.
I mean, I can. Whatever y'all want, I can. Well, this was kind of hard for me. I mean, this was a hard question, but I went through, and
I feel like the last two questions have been hard for me.
I looked at one, but then I said, nah, that's not really good for me. So I went through some movies that I've seen again, and one really stood out to me. And the movie I picked was Nightcrawler. And that's a movie about the dude that likes to pull up to accidents and crime scenes and stuff with a regular video camera, just as a normal Joe, and starts taping it and stuff like that. And then they have to end up, he ends up trying to, sell his tapes and his footage and stuff like that to news agencies to get paid. And finally, a news agency does pay him, and he ends up getting much better equipment and, a different car and different equipment to put in the car to follow the police. And he ends up doing that and stumbles up on a real crime before the police even gets there. So he's in the house with the video camera and all that, and it ends up just being a back and forth thing where he gets in trouble with the people that did it. And it's a kind of a suspense thriller, but not that I've done any of that, but
yeah, I was about to say which
not that I've done, not that I've done, but
the cameraman part, right?
I correlated it with me because I was like, well, I did like to used to, get my video camera and now I wouldn't like walk up on a crime scene or anything like that and just start taping now, but you know, being a former EMT and things like that, a bunch of times when we are, when we were at a scene or whatever, I would pull out my, back then it was like the very beginning of smartphones. So it was like BlackBerry type thing. So yeah, so
Wow.
pull out the old school phone and start taping stuff like that. And that's what got me into, maybe this is pretty cool. Maybe I want to do, work for an actual news station. You know, being able to do something like that and get paid for it. And stuff like that. So um, that's the movie that I kind of related to because, as I said, I didn't do the extreme with you know just walking under the crime scene tape and getting all up in the person's face like that and doing all that and selling your footage and all that. I didn't get that extreme, but video camera, news, I did link that together, and that's the movie I found out about. My other one was called
Wait,
Overtime. Huh?
before you go into the second movie, how old is Nightcrawler? I don't think I've ever seen Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler is, hold on.
I'm looking at it now. Is it Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. Did it
And
say the year?
Bill Paxton and Rene Russo, 2014.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Okay,
it was a good
I
movie. It was a
I
very
have to
good
check it
movie.
out. Blake, have you seen Nightcrawler?
I have not. Nope.
I have to check it out. I have to check it out, and then the whole time I'm gonna be sitting there watching it and envisioning Jamon in this role.
My other one was
Oh,
Overcomer, but that's not really relevant because it's that's about the girl who had asthma real bad and was a runner and all that and overcame her disability to make it and be a top runner in her school, but that really didn't. That
what were
really
you?
did
What was the What was the connection there?
the
Was it
asthma, the
the asthma? I
asthmatic,
thought so. I thought so.
the asthma. I used to have asthma like really bad, like in the hospital weekly when I was younger, and you know the more stuff that I've done, I've tried to overcome it and do what I have to do, and now, I rarely suffer from any kind of attacks or any cough. I got your normal hay fever and stuff like that, but it's not nearly as bad as what it used to be. So, you want to say I grew out of it? Yeah, maybe, but I overcame it. So, the title of the movie, Overcome or Overcame. See,
I like
so
that. I like that. I like that.
that's really my two right there.
Okay. Okay. So you say this was difficult for you. What made it difficult? Like I want to know. I guess I want to see if it was the same. If it was the same thing for me.
You mean picking the movies?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like what?
What made it difficult for me is I was just trying to find a movie that directly correlates with my life, and I really couldn't. I couldn't find anything.
And I don't think. And I think that's probably what maybe I was doing too, was trying to find something that directly correlated to my life. But I guess thinking back to what Blake specifically said, right? Like it didn't necessarily have to directly correlate to your life. There could have been maybe like a scene from that particular movie that you resonated with, or that you could say, hey, that was kind of like something that happened to me.
Yeah,
And
and,
so
and right, but
go
see,
ahead.
after you said what you just said, that's what I thought about. I said I can't find anything that directly correlates. So now I'm gonna try to find something that you know that I can like sort of be like, yeah, that happened. I went through kind of like that in my life. It might have not been directly like it, but it was something that could be compared to it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was excited about this question at first, And then the more I sat and thought about it and pondered it, it was like I don't have anything. Like it's the same with Nando's question last week or 2 weeks ago. I didn't have anything really until I heard you all talk about your stories, right? Like you all shared your stories. And it was at that moment that I was like, aha, now I got something that I can share and hopefully they like it. And I had to sit with that. I had to sit with that, Jamon. I had to sit with the idea of how do I make this entertaining? Because I wanted to entertain. I wanted to resonate with somebody. I wanted to connect with somebody. How do I make that happen? Because otherwise, it's just going to be me talking about something boring that somebody might not be interested in, and then they turn me off. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But I had to also learn. That it didn't necessarily have to be something, because I think in both cases, what I was trying to think about was something that was so magnificent, or something that was so big, or something that was so significant that I could really talk about. Then I asked myself, I was like, is my life boring? Like in both questions, I asked myself, is my life that boring that I don't have anything,
But boring
a story,
okay.
huh?
Boring is okay.
And boring is okay, but it also doesn't have to be something of great magnitude, right? Like it can just be something that really resonates with somebody else, and that's all that matters. So for me, I picked 2 movies as well. And the 2 movies that I picked, the first one that I'll talk about is The Pursuit of Happiness, which features Will Smith and his son, Jaden Smith. And the reason that I say The Pursuit of Happiness is because I feel like in everything that I do, it's always all for my family, right? Like in every aspect, in every step, in every direction that I go, it's truly for the pursuit of happiness for my family, my children, my wife. I don't think he wasn't married in that movie. Like the wife had passed away or gone away or something of that nature. I can't remember. But for me, it's always, trying to strive to be the best at whatever it is I do, whether it's a low paying job or it's a high paying job or whatever the case may be, so that I could just be the best dad and the best husband to my family. The other movie is probably a little more interesting. And it's really a movie that I don't necessarily think that I tie anything particular to other than my wife Tanisha, and that is a Goofy movie. Now, if you've ever seen my Facebook page, you'll see that I sometimes, attribute us to being like Martin and Malcolm, or Gina and Martin. I mean, Martin and Coretta, and Malcolm and Betty, and Gina and Martin, and Barack and Michelle. But I also always describe us as Max and the girl from a Goofy movie. And the reason that I've always described us as that is Max was seriously an awkward character. And the girl in that particular movie, the girl character, she was not. Gentlemen, can we stop? I'm sorry, y'all.